Hi, my name is Thomas Maurer. I'm a cloud advocate working at Microsoft. And this short video, we're going to have a look how we can install PowerShell 7 on our machines. Okay, so before we get started, PowerShell 7 was released in the first week of March 2020. And it comes with a lot of new features and enhancements. So I wrote a blog post about this and I linked that in the description below. But you can see here a lot of new features coming, a lot of necessary improvements, some cool stuff. One I really want to highlight is the for each parallel option. So you now can not just each object after each other, you can now run the for each options, for example, in parallel. And you can see here's a whole list of some of the improvements here. I also linked back to the official documentation on what's new in PowerShell 7. Now, to get it installed, I also have a blog post here, which you can see here. And again, I also linked the official description here, so you can go out to the documentation and basically go and read all through it and take the official installation way as well. However, there's a pretty easy way to install it, and it's a one-liner you can run on your machine, and it will basically install and even update PowerShell 7 when there is a new version. So you can see here, this is the command I will need. I just copied that one on my Windows box. And then if I go to Windows PowerShell, which is already installed on my machine, I can run that command. Please be aware that PowerShell 7 and Windows PowerShell 5.1 will be side-to-side installations. So you will still keep Windows PowerShell 5.1 on your Windows machine, but in addition, you will also get PowerShell 7. So I just copied that command and just let me run this. And this will now go out and download the latest version of PowerShell, which is now PowerShell 7, which can go out. And then you get the wizard here where you can go through and install it. Just click through and get installed. And after a couple of seconds, you will have PowerShell 7 on your machine. Again, if there will be a new version of PowerShell 7, this command line will basically go out and download the latest one. So you can also use it to update. So in my case, you can now finish the installation. And again, you can see here, I now have PowerShell 7 running on my machine next to PowerShell, Windows PowerShell 5.1. Now, I also want to show you something. There are some more parameters for this command. So for example, if you want to do it quiet, so you don't even need to go and run through the wizard, you can do that as well. Now, the great thing here is what I also want to show you is how you can do that if you run on a Linux box. So there's also a command line here to run this on a Linux box, so I can copy that. Since I don't have a Linux box right now here, I can just use the Windows subsystem for Linux on my Windows machine, which will basically do the same thing. So I just run here, in my case I run Ubuntu. Let me make that a little bit bigger. I just copy that specific command. And this will now go out and basically do the same thing just on my Linux box as well. It will detect which Linux distribution I'm running and download the necessary packages if needed. And then to run PowerShell 7 on Linux, I just do one command. And then if I go to version table, you can now see that I'm running version 7 here. If you're running also the new Windows terminal, which is currently in preview and you can get it from the Windows Store, you will now be able to see that I have here Windows PowerShell 5.0 running here. I can work with that. Or if I click here, I can also then directly go and start PowerShell 7. And I get that in my Windows terminal. And again, you can see here it's a side-by-side installation to do that. So again, if you want to install PowerShell 7, check out the links below, check out the links to my blog post. I hope this was helpful. See you in the next one.